Oh, hello. This is Elliott's podcast, and I have a generative soundscape in the background, which I guess signals an experimental approach. I was sort of inspired by talking to a friend this week about how it's very hard for people to sit in the same room and not talk. And I was fascinated by the idea that this person sometimes gathers people together and they don't try not to talk. So I have some questions for you this week. That's a bit of a hypocritical statement that I want to ask you questions after I told you I wish we could not talk, but that is my goal, is to talk as least amount as I can as possible. And I will tweak the soundscape a bit, but I'm not playing. I will play. We'll play one of my new pieces at the end of this show. But I was hoping we could just kind of hang out and sit. Me talking as least amount as possible. Sleepy time tea again. Who are you? Who are you? So my first question is, how did your week go? Is that a loaded question? I don't know. You can think about that for a minute. This comes out on a Sunday, so if you listen to this on a Monday, then how did last week go? What is something petty that happened to you this past week, that bothered you at the time, but doesn't seem to be a big deal now? I couldn't really think of much on this one. I had a YouTube comment that told me to not make any more videos. Troll. Actually, it didn't even bother me. I thought the guy had a point in some way. In some small form. So I realized that there are people that just go around writing bad things on people's YouTubes, and but it was pretty petty. He said, you should learn more. It was a tutorial, and he said you should learn more before you make any more videos. Stop making videos. Petty is usually something that someone says to you. It's a small thing. That's what makes it petty. But sometimes that small thing can be a real dig, and can point to a much larger thing. It's those offhanded comments, right? We should, in theory, be able to get rid of it as easily as it came in. When was the last time you had a breakthrough? A breakthrough, I don't think, refers to a COVID infection infecting someone who's triple vaccinated. That's the new version of, I think they call that breakthrough. Breakthrough, I would say, is a smack on the head. A breakthrough is like, at the moment, everything in the world is perfect. Teddy has gone from the basket to my foot of this chair, and if I move 1 millimeter, he's going to pop up. A breakthrough. What does a breakthrough feel like? I'd say a breakthrough feels like being struck by lightning. Or the opposite, a very light feeling. It's lightness because you've been shown the way, and as a result of being shown what's possible and what's out there, you are inspired and you feel light because you no longer have to doubt for that moment if you're doing the right thing or whatnot. And keep in mind, a breakthrough could just be an idea of what to do. And I think that's often what we're looking for is that idea. That $1 million idea. I've come to be suspicious of these sorts of breakthroughs lately, though, because I know that an idea is just electrons moving around the brain, and the idea is only as good as the ability to do the idea. And I would say a true breakthrough is when you can actually do something, and it's way beyond thinking. It's the ability to do something that tangible. It's there in front of you. But both just the struck by lightning idea, you come up with an idea, and then or the other's form where you've actually done something, I would say both of them have that lightness in common. What conditions contribute to a breakthrough occurring? I would say a breakthrough occurs the best time a lot of people will tell me the breakthrough occurs in their shower or in the bath. that is close. When I was making these questions or these ideas, I thought about the impetus of this breakthrough segment was remembering what it feels like to take a train somewhere. I used to take the train to Montreal once a year or something. And I would take it to, I guess I took it to Kingston a few times. And I remember leaving home to go on this train, watching the small town houses and fields, watching it fly by. I think I would come up with, I'd say everything makes sense right now. It all makes sense. You know that feeling? It does not happen on an airplane, I'll tell you that much. This is me on an airplane. I'm holding the armchair the entire time. I find flying awful. It's an awful experience. It should... I'm not going to get into it. But it's... I don't find much of... Okay, some things about flying are quite inspiring with the... seeing the city and the clouds and looking at the earth. There probably are some really amazing parts to flying, but then you just add in a bit of turbulence and it's not fun anymore, is it? So you take a train somewhere and I think you get these breakthroughs in the same way that taking the shower, the bath does. When was the last time you were on a train or a bus or, okay, when you just drove for like 2 hours through the country? I had to do that a week and a half ago, and I did feel that feeling, that sensation. You leave home and you go into the void. Are you terrified of the void? Does the unknown terrify you? Did it ever occur to you that you are literally living inside of a void? Maybe not. Maybe this solar system makes complete sense. And in some ways it does, because we seem to have a functioning life. I think it's important to embrace the void. The reason is that everyone wants everything. Everyone wants everything to make perfect sense all the time. But what are you trying to hold on to? The second you think things make sense, they don't anymore. I'll give you an example. I was given a gift card to Amazon, and 1 week, or for a pocket of a few days, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted with my gift card. And then a few days went by, and I wanted something else. Then a few days gone by, and I wanted something else. Sometimes I had some of the same items in my head, and then so every few days, or probably every day, this combination of items keeps changing. And I've thought about, wouldn't it be funny if I just enjoyed that I have the gift card? That I don't buy anything with it at all, but I enjoy this chasing of stupid products and just enjoying the fact that every 3 days the arrangement of products keeps changing in my mind. And that's that's part of the fun of the void. Because you think you know exactly what you want. And the second you get it, you will be wanting something else, something more. But in a more practical sense, I think the void is part of the fun of everything. The fact that it doesn't make sense. I would say oftentimes after I post anything, I have the morning after effect, and it's some form of regret. Why did I post that? Why did I make that? Will they think I'm weird? Yes, of course. Will they get it? Will they like it? Will they click like on it? And I think sometimes the only way I can deal with that is to know that it is all part of this void. It's a mystery. Something compelled me to do it. And I just have to sort of live with that. How organized are you? I'm not that organized. And sometimes I berate myself about being organized. It seems like there's this battle between the brain that comes up with ideas and the brain that implements them, which would be the organized brain. I could see there being a case for someone to always berate themselves about being organized or not. The disorganized person who's completely disorganized would certainly want to be organized. And the organized person might want to be a bit more organized. They're already in that zone anyways. They might as well achieve more. I think that being organized, which is a part of the right brain, I think it's resisted amongst people who have left brain thinking. No, I got it all mixed up. Organized would be the left brain. The right brain would be the creative style. And so if you are a right brain person, you resist organization. And I'm realizing that being organized makes things, it can make things a lot calmer. When I look at a room full of clothes lying around, or a kitchen area that has stuff, you're not very calm, I don't think. If you play music and you're trying to learn an instrument, you can play free music and play however you feel. But when it comes to learning songs, a song is technically organized sound. So you must be organized to play that somehow. And it's definitely a habit. In many years of my life, I've resisted playing songs. I don't really think that in that form. But I've come to learn that songs are a vehicle for delivering some kind of sound. And I'm trying to learn I'm trying to get better at sitting down and playing a song from start to finish. But I know my brain does not work that way. It's one of the reasons I typically never really... I don't love songs. I don't think about favorite songs. There are a few out there, but if there were, they might be the weirder the better. It would be just in kind of protest of this idea of the song. But how organized are you? And would you like to be more organized? What will you do to be more organized? How can you organize your week better? And how can you organize your day? Do you plan a day in hourly blocks? How has that worked out for you? It doesn't work. I'm just kidding. It does work. I think. It hasn't worked for me a lot, but I think I learned... Let's say the reason is I put so much into those blocks and then they don't get done. But the reason is, the question for you is, if you did that way of working and you went over your block, you didn't finish the thing, do you cut yourself off at that moment, or do you keep working? And that is possibly part of the problem, is if you do try to work in blocks, say this hour you're writing something, the next hour you're replying to emails. If you don't stop when you said you would, I think it cascades, and then you have no clue what the schedule is anymore. So how well do you plan your day, and when do you plan that day? Do you plan it the morning or the night before? All right, I'm happy with how all this has happened. I want to say I'm grateful. For what? I don't know. I'm grateful that I can do this. I can turn on computers and make things up, and any given Sunday I can... That's a football movie. Any given Sunday I can reinvent what I do. And if people listen, then great. If they don't, then that's fine. if you've made it this far without having a complete meltdown, then I'm grateful that you're still here, that you stuck with me on this. I will play a piece of music. This is called "The Universe Always Expands Left," and it actually is a piece from the podcast 2 weeks ago or something. I took a segment of guitar from that episode, and I remixed it, but then I renamed it something new because I thought remix didn't do it justice. So I'll play that, and that's it for this podcast. So thank you for listening. Oh, one thing. I do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Feinberg, Fienberg. And I post this remix, this song, "The Universe Always Expands Left," in the download is there. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's not it's just it's a thing for fun for people who like Patreon. Really, it's if someone's not into Patreon, then they might not use it. But if they like Patreon, and I'm building this thing that goes alongside all my work, and so that's so this track was actually meant for Patreon in the download form. So okay, all right, we'll see you soon.